All right, I'm back. Like I said earlier, this will be something unique to the series. It'll be a Sodor Sunday stream, and it'll be basically me playing this game and having fun, and, well, basically just enjoying the game. And it'll keep the upload schedule consistent between projects. So, welcome to Sodor Sunday, which is something that's going to be occurring every Sunday for the foreseeable future. Hope you enjoy it.
Express coming through!
Stop, please!
Hurricane Gordon coming through. Oh, I should probably start slowing down. Yep, I definitely should start slowing down.
At last, they stopped at a station.
Well, little Thomas, chuckled Gordon, now you know what hard work means, don't you?
Thomas was uncoupled, and he felt very silly and exhausted. Poor Thomas puffed slowly away to rest and had a long, long drink. After that, he was careful to never be cheeky to Gordon again.
Yay! Next scenario, I suppose.
Thomas goes fishing. When Thomas puffed along his branch line, he always looked forward to something special, the sight of the river. As he rumbled over the bridge, he would see people fishing. Thomas often wanted to stay and watch. One day, Thomas stopped as usual to take on water at the station by the river. Out of order? Bother! I'm thirsty. Never mind, Thomas, said his driver. We'll get some water from the river. They found a bucket and some rope and went to the bridge.
And just in case,
That's good, puffed Thomas happily.
and I'm just having to refill his water tank. We're getting there. Slowly refilling his water tank. There we go. See, that sign says, yep, whistle. stop at Faithwaite Station. Load up passengers. Here we go, into the tunnel. Hackenbeck Station. So Thomas's top speed is 76 miles an hour, according to these gauges.
Suddenly, Thomas began to feel a pain in his boiler. "Oh dear," groaned Thomas. "I think I'm going to burst. I've got such a pain. I've got such a pain."
Did they actually put fish in his boiler? Because if that's what occurred, that would have caused a lot of problems.
They stopped just outside the last station, uncoupled Annie and Clarabelle, and ran Thomas, who was still groaning, onto a siding right out of the way. Then, while the guard telephoned for an engine inspector, the driver found a notice with large letters, which he hung on Thomas in front and behind. Danger, keep away. Soon, the inspector and Sir Topham Hatt arrived.
Cheer up, Thomas, they said. We'll soon put you right.
The driver told them what had happened. So the feed pipe is blocked, said the inspector. I'll just look in the tanks. He climbed up and peered in. Then he came down. Excuse me, sir. Please look in the tank and tell me what you see.
Certainly, Inspector, replied Sir Topham Hatt.
He clambered up, looked in, and nearly fell off in surprise. Inspector, he whispered, can you see fish?
Gracious goodness me, how did the fish get there, driver?
We must have fished them from the river with our bucket, replied Thomas's driver.
Well, Thomas, you and your driver have been fishing. But fish don't suit you. We must get them out.
They all took turns fishing in Thomas's tank, while Sir Topham Hatt looked on and told them how to do it.
That's embarrassing.
Never mind, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. You will be all right now. There's no need to worry yourself any more. But, he added, I do hope that you and your driver won't go fishing again, as I don't think it suits engines. Do you? No, sir, said Thomas sadly. Engines shouldn't go fishing. It's too uncomfortable.
Well, that's something unique. feels really bad for a diesel truck like a diesel train like that to be idling. Stop and wait. Don't pull a Henry, James. Don't pull a Henry. Alright, guess we can pick up speed again. Go into the Knapford shunt yards. Slowing down. And now to back up and collect the tar wagons. Yeah, James, I know, it's boring. But somebody's got to do it. 18 miles to Vickers. Oh, nope. And now we got to go 18 miles to Vickerstown. Miles an hour. And now we're speeding up to 50. And now we're free to speed up to 90. We should be free to speed up to 90. But it looks like we're stuck at 50 for now. I guess we're gonna have to wait for the last of this tunnel. To Vickerstown. Go. Da, 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 da. But yeah, no, Sodor Sunday will be a thing going in. Will remain a thing. Going forward on this channel, at least until I've been getting bored of it, of this game. But I'm just having fun right now. And I don't think I'll continue the next month series, like I said earlier, because I really wasn't enjoying it all that much. I'm brutally honest. It's just so slow. There's potential to it, it just wasn't so slow. I guess we're going up Gordon's Hill now. Now we're going down the other side. But yeah, no, Sodor Sunday is more than likely going to be the remaining thing for a long while. To keep the view count consistent on this channel. think this is something that's not been included, is 90. Is above almost 90. It should be anyway. So I suppose that's another glitch that we'll need to fix. Could that glitch have occurred first and last screen because I didn't whistle at the siding like you're supposed to do? Or was it just a hurry up wait type situation? With me being beaten by my own impatience. Adding a co-op mode to this would be interesting, considering there is a position for a second position. So the potential for co-op is here. Maybe even having an entire server with people and stuff in it. So you can, the player character can sit in the passenger coaches. Because this is just kind of a test to see if it's possible. And if people would be interested in it, that would be pretty cool. At least in my opinion. That people would be interested in doing something like that. And it would be interesting to have like a little community with that. Maybe I'm being a bit ridiculous about the whole thing, but I think it'd be neat. This is just a concept more than anything else, and that they might do, I don't know, it'd be kind of an MMO. It wouldn't be an MMORPG, but it'd be an MMO, a massive multiplayer online experience with people experiencing life around the island of Sodor. That'd be pretty cool. And if this game's concept and interest for that concept, that'd be cool. That would be cool. would be an interesting concept. If this was just a concept and that people would be interested in a game like that. Because they 3D scan Audrey's entire map. And it wouldn't surprise me if they added more and more to this little idea. So the whole thing's just accurate to the Railway series. That would be cool in my opinion. And I know I keep repeating myself, but it would be pretty cool. Just to have an entire online community, just to have an entire server community of people doing things around the island of Sodor and just creating an economy, I suppose. Like people hauling freight and hauling passengers and working and hauling workers to the quarry and stuff. It'd be cool. It would be cool if that was a thing that just kind of existed. Farmers growing their crops. To the life of Sodor. So far, save for the NPCs randomly wandering around at stations, the world seems very, very empty. Maybe that it feels fleshed out. It looks really, really good. But save for the occasional sheep or pig sheep pasture or pig and cow pasture and fields. It doesn't feel very lived in. There's no cars driving on the roads except for more than likely Birdie and Thomas's big chase. Thomas's big race. There's really not anyone doing anything. You can see various vehicles and stuff scattered about, like cars, trucks, buses, tractors. But they're not really doing anything. It's just kind of there to add texture to the world, I suppose. But there's nobody really doing anything in it. There's no buses going over the bridges. There's no people going over the bridges either. It just feels like there could be a lot of quality of life updates. Times of the year. Like in late December, you might see Christmas lights strung about the place. Along with engines, the engines having various snow plows and stuff. Having seen all the stories is cool, but it's not all the stories. And it'd just be neat, in my opinion, had more, if we had seen more life in the world. Like, is this a road or a foot road? Because if it was a footbridge, it'd be cool to see kids walking along and then waving to the trains as they go past. Fishermen down by the lake. Cars driving down the roads. You see them stationary, but it just feels incredibly empty. The houses and factories and everything else are here, and there's only people at the stations. Everything feels very, very like there was life here at one point. Not that there is life here now, currently. The only time you see the NPCs are at stations. No farmer working on his tractor. No cars driving on that road to the left of us. It just all feels incredibly here, but at the same time it feels incredibly empty. You know, there's nobody doing anything. They're not working. They're just either hanging out around the train stations or entering and leaving the train stations or just hanging out around the train stations. It's just all very, very not lived in. That's not to say it's not a great, fantastic game, and one of the best we've had, and one of the best that I feel has come out in the past decades. But it just feels very not lived in. And sure, you might see other trains later in the day roaming about, and you can whistle to them, but otherwise the world doesn't feel very lived in. It looks very, very nice. I wouldn't say it doesn't look beautiful, because it does. It looks fantastic. But at the same time, there's not a lot of life. There's no boats in the rivers. There's a lot here, but there's a lot that's still missing, if that makes sense. I like the game. I do. I think it's fun and amazing. And the occasional spinning, the occasional aileron crash that occurs when you mess up something really, really badly. It's funny. It's a bit funny, but the world itself doesn't feel very lived in. There's fences, there's trees, there's hills. There's a lot of cool stuff here. At the same time, though, save for the train signals, and the signal boxes, and the signalmen. very, very empty. It's not bad when you see other trains going about their busy schedule later in the day, but when it's just you in the early hours and wee hours of the morning, taking care of jobs like this, it's very quiet. And doesn't feel very lived in. But if this is just a case of proof of concept and proof of interest, then, and they're planning on making something better than this, or steadily improving upon it over the next coming years, then have at it. Let's see what Dovetail can come up with to really flesh out this world. Because right now, it feels very empty, especially here in the early morning times. It feels incredibly empty. That's not to say I'm not enjoying it. I am enjoying the game, but the world feels incredibly empty. Despite everything that you can do with it. And despite all the lived-in nature of the game, it doesn't feel, you know, it feels empty, and yet it doesn't. And yet it doesn't at the same time. Because other than stations and towns, there's no people in the towns. There's cars in the towns, but there's no people roaming about the towns, driving cars around, talking. They're just in the stations. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy how immersive the world feels when we're at the stations. But it just feels like the rest of the world's just incredibly empty, save for the spots, save for those stations. That's not to say I don't enjoy the game. I do. I like it a lot. It's really cool. But it doesn't feel very lived in. It feels safe for the stations. And other than the stations, what do you guys think of it all? Just in general. Because I like this game. And I like all the various cool things you can do here, but there's still the entire northern half of the map we haven't explored yet that's more than likely going to get added in up here. When other characters get added in. Because there's more than likely going to be more branch lines and more lines in general once more expansion stuff comes to the game. But for now, it's incredibly nice for what it is. Now, let's see if we can get... Did I mess up? Because I meant to click... There we go. Quarryman Shuttle. Those aren't quarrymen. Those are just people. You can't tell me the woman with a Sunday hat and a pinstripe suit is working in a quarry. Either way, here we go. Got 12 minutes to get there at Farquhar Quarry. While following all of the speed limits. Because I could technically just floor it and go. Ignore all caution, ignore all rules, and just completely slam the steam, this train into absolute overdrive, and not stop till we hit 75 miles an hour. despite the rules of the rails, I suppose, instead of the rules of the road. You can't tell me the woman in a pinstripe suit and a Sunday bonnet is a quarry worker. Either way, though, I'm just enjoying my time with this game. The weather is nice. I'm kind of sad it doesn't keep track of the internal clock of your computer in some cases. So you'll be experiencing what each season's like. But I suppose this is the first week of April in London, in England, in the UK. So it makes sense, especially considering the sea. It's more than likely going to be a lot colder and snowier than it is here, where I am. Oh, make up your mind, game. You want me to slow down, or do you want me to floor it? I guess it has to be slow in certain corners, otherwise you'll jump the track in realistic mode. That was a weird whistle there, Percy. They didn't even move the pigs in the winter? Odd. than likely. That's more than likely a bit chilly. It's weird mixture of getting casseroled and freezing to death. Piloting these old steam trains around. Does Percy not have glass on his windows? If that's the case, that means it's really cold in here. Because wind comes in this way, wind comes in that way, wind just funnels through the back. Yeah, and since everything's kind of being so cold and foggy, I really should have turned on Percy's front torch before I set out. I definitely should have done that. Yeah, I should have done that. I definitely should have put on Percy's front torch before we set out. And I should probably start slowing down. Getting there with 2 minutes to spare, which is nice. Oh, they're not. Hi, Diesel. They're not literal quarrymen. That's just the name of the train. And I blew past the station a little bit. Okay, before we do anything else, I should probably do this, and yeah, there we go. Is there anything here I should grab? anything here I should grab before I have to book it. Ah. Back to Percy's cab. Here we go. Do 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 do. Go to Farquhar Balloon Loop. And it looks like there's snow starting to drift. And I don't have a time limit? Oh, that, I want to keep an eye on that. Something tells me that's gonna glitch. Or am I just doing a loop and am I having to stop somewhere? I thought that was something else for a second. So I guess it's not me taking literal Quarrymen. That's just the name of the express, the Quarrymen Express. Well, don't I look sheepish now? Complete 5 services with Percy. The little green caterpillar. That's an unique achievement, right? That's an achieve right there. You know what? Let's go with October and make it incredibly foggy and rainy and Chat, did you know that? Did you know that Thomas is based off of that? Okay, before we do any of that, turn the headlight on, step up, turn the flashlight on, get in the driver's position, and slowly pull out onto the turntable. Holy, it's foggy and rainy. barely see 5 feet in front of me. Careful. 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 Well, we're officially in England. Or in the UK, rather, considering isn't it always wet and rainy and miserable here? Holy, it's foggy. I didn't know it would get this foggy. It's thicker than pea soup. It is really foggy. I couldn't even see that turntable ahead of us. That was James, I think. I think that was James. I can't tell because of how foggy it is. Is this what it's like a lot of the time in the UK? Because if so, holy. How did you ever get anything done in weather as dreary as this? When you can't even see 3 feet in front of you. I'm also kind of surprised my laptop hasn't caught fire. Rendering all this. I blew past my stop. Yeah, I blew past my stop. Holy, I blew past my stop.
Jack Frost. One evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to the sheds. "There's a big freeze coming tonight," he said. "James and Percy, I need you to deliver extra coal to the stations." "Yes, sir," they said eagerly, and Sir Topham Hatt walked away. "You better hurry," teased Thomas, "or scary Jack Frost might get you." "Who's Jack Frost?" Percy said nervously. "Don't be silly," sniffed James. "Jack Frost is not scary." "Yes, he is," teased Thomas. "He's all white with a big spiky face." "Rubbish," said James. James knew Jack Frost wasn't scary, but poor Percy wasn't so sure.
I think after this one, I'm going to stop the stream.
Later that night, James had collected his coal trucks and set off to make his deliveries. "Silly Percy," he thought. "All steamed up over Jack Frost. The sooner we get this coal delivered, the sooner I can get back to my nice warm shed."
Ballahu Platform 2. Make up your mind, game. Is it 20? Is it 50 or 20? Getting out of Vickerstown Station. We're going into Vickerstown Station. And then we need to go through. Oh, I forgot to do something before we set off. Hold on, James. No, wait, we're already good. We're good. We're good. I thought we'd be having some issues. No, we're good. Yes, yes, I made a mistake. You don't have to rub it in. Let's go. Come on, you lot. We've got coal to deliver. Don't need anybody freezing to death out there. This tunnel. Seriously, how long is it? Is that the end over there? I think it is. Oh, why'd you have me slow down that game? Ah, that's why. Because we're going up a steep curve. Oh, make up your mind. Do you want me going 15 or 50?
we've reached our first stop. Let's drop off some of the coal trucks. That's one delivery complete, so let's head to our next stop.
Facing, so I don't have to listen for it. Like we're slowing down again. Gate platform.
Here's our next station. Let's drop off some more coal. That's another delivery complete. Hopefully, all this coal is enough to keep the passengers nice and warm during this cold weather. I'm just glad that I have my firebox to keep me from getting too cold.
And Kel's drop platform 4 is next. Oh, Looks like we're able to really open the throttle here on this straightaway. Here we go. Where the heck is James' water tank anyway? Emily's water tank is in her tender. I don't know where James' Gordon's water tank is. Oh no. Oh no. Here's hoping this doesn't reset the entire thing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna blow through the station before I come to a complete stop. Yep. Load the checkpoint. How far back am I?
That's another delivery complete. Hopefully, all this coal is enough to keep the passengers nice and warm during this cold weather. I'm just glad that I have my firebox to keep me from getting too cold.
So 90's a lie. Don't go 90. Just stick at 50. Because you can try to crank it all the way up to 90, you're just gonna do what I did and blow through the station. Stay at 50 or 60, otherwise you're gonna do what I did and blow through the damn station. I suppose I could try and pick up the pace, but once I get to 1 mile out, I'm slamming the brakes. And we're going to be going at 50. We're going to be dropping down to 40 to 50. Brake. Come on, you oversized caboose. Slow down. We don't want to be blowing through the station again. Did the light turn off whenever I reset? I think it did. So I think I know what I'm gonna need to do when I get to the next station. Just make sure that James's front light is back on. But yeah, no, there was no way I was stopping at the station, because I would have gone at least 3 lengths beyond, train lengths beyond the station before I got to a complete stop. Which would not be good.
We finally reached our last delivery, so let's drop off all the remaining trucks. That's all of the coal delivered.
All right, I'll be back.
Now
I gotta get
I
dog.
can get... back to my nice warm shed. And with that, James puffed back towards Tidmouth Sheds. Meanwhile, Percy was making his last delivery. Jack Frost is not scary. Jack Frost is not scary. Jack Frost is not scary.
And now we're playing as Percy. Now we gotta get to the prong platform. I'm not taking Percy up to the limit because the last platform is right there. There's really no point in pushing him that hard. Also, I really wish my character didn't have that stupid ponytail. And I really wish there was a way to change your character. But for the life of me, I can't find it. We're going through, we're going to crawl platform 1. Crawl platform 1. Crawl platform 1. And now to start slowing. No, I want to go to a complete stop yet, Percy. Just one. Stop. All right. I'm doing this the manual way because it's fun. Next up is Kildane Station. because he would look fine without the stupid ponytail attached.
Percy soon made his last delivery. The station master was very pleased to see him. "Percy," he cried, "we need twice as much coal to last through this freeze." "Don't worry," Percy said. "This is my last stop. You can have mine. My lovely warm firebox will keep me nice and cozy." So Percy's driver parked him on a siding with only a lantern for company. "Do you think Scary Jack Frost will find me?" said Percy. "Jack Frost is not scary," chuckled his driver. "And don't worry, Emily will bring you some more coal in the morning." And then his driver and fireman went home to bed. Late that night, the icy wind howled. It started to snow, and Percy's fire had almost gone out. Soon Percy's face was so cold, an icicle hung from his nose. "Oh, bother," stuttered Percy. But it didn't sound like Percy. It was so cold, he could hardly make a sound. The next morning, Emily arrived with plenty of coal for Percy. "Oh my," she said. "It looks like Jack Frost really got you then." Soon Percy was loaded with fresh coal, and his fire was soon burning nicely. It wasn't long before his ice mask melted away. "So Scary Jack Frost is only frost," puffed Percy happily, and soon he was as warm as toast.
And that's it. That's going to be it for this Sodor Sunday. Next Sodor Sunday, we will continue. Until then, though, this has been Wolf Gaming 99. I will see you all next time. Peace.